And we're live. Hello.
Morning.
Hey.
Good morning, Nut. Perfect timing.
Hey.
Yeah.
Try. Didn't get a lot of time to shake, but
Not a lot of time to shake.
bathroom.
Yeah.
Bathroom
Yeah.
jokes.
Yeah. I got that part.
Anyhow, we got a lot of stuff to talk about today.
We do. It's quite the show
We'll
today.
first get into it. Big
Gotta
Nick
do.
may or may not show up on
Yeah.
in the pit today, but the show will go on. And yeah. So the first and foremost,
we got to start the show. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
what is it?
Start the
Episode
coffee.
356.
You got this. Yes, go.
Dude, is that normally how small your font is?
Yeah. And I just
How do you
blow
read
it up. Well, I don't know.
Jesus.
But I always have to blow it up about this big.
Alright,
for
oh,
Nick to
yeah.
read. All right, episode 356
On the
on
bloss.
the Bloss. Mike, you want to say make sure you like and subscribe?
I can do that. Yeah.
thanks, man.
Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Head over to YouTube. Check out all our videos. Check out our TikTok, our Instagram, our Twitter.
Twatter.
What's around?
Patreon.
Patreon.
Yeah, if you're watching this live, good morning, everyone.
Patreon's
yeah.
got
It's
it.
live.
I didn't know Patreon's logo. That's an interesting logo.
I've never
With
seen their
The
logo.
line with the little dot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're watching on Patreon right now,
Yeah,
go spread the word to your friends, family,
Exactly.
loved ones.
And if
Tell
you're
them to
listen-
get on Patreon.
And if you're listening as a podcast and want to watch us do this podcast,
Potential name the
you can
logo.
subscribe to Patreon as well.
There you go.
Join us, become one of us.
It looks like the upside down Beats logo.
Future. It does. I think they just went.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyways, today we got coming out the TikTok game Emoji Movie.
Yes.
That was fun.
Yeah.
That was
it's a good
actually
game.
a lot of fun.
That was a good one.
I'm glad
8
you guys
p.m.
enjoyed it.
tonight. We had some shocking upsets, I think.
Yeah.
In that, we had some fan favorites going in, and
Not what you expected.
not what you expected.
Yeah.
Did you win that?
I don't think so.
Oh.
Who won that one?
I can't say.
Oh, I know who won, but go check it out.
Go check it
Someone who you don't think is going to win wins.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I don't remember.
Don't spoil
actually.
it. It's coming out tonight.
All right,
Go-
all right.
Mike's won a bunch of stuff, so
Yeah,
we
Mike
really
doesn't
don't
even
know.
remember if he wins or not.
Speaking of, we have mini golf tomorrow. Who's the better athlete? Apparently, mini golf is going to test who's the better athlete between us.
This is the
Yeah,
last
this
one,
is Casey,
too.
buddy. You got.
It's the last one you guys are going to
Yeah,
do, too.
yeah.
Sad.
I'll come back in the springtime and we'll play. We'll go to the cages.
Do
Yeah, we can
You'll
do
pitch to him?
outdoor actual sports.
Yeah,
Oh.
maybe some chipping, some putting. Anyways, and then we'll talk about what we got going on Thursday and Friday through the weekend tomorrow. All right, so let's start it off. Number one topic has to be the Hall of Fame voting.
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to get on a soapbox for about 2 to 3 minutes here and
Go
just
ahead.
talk about the Hall of Fame. As we know, David Ortiz got in, which is great. Happy for David Ortiz. He should have gotten in. He deserved it. However, Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens did not get in. And so here's my beef with the Hall of Fame right now.
Beef away, baby.
You have a giant hole in the Hall of Fame. I don't know if anyone's ever been to the Hall of Fame here, but when you're walking through it, there's 2 different sections. There's a section of the historical events of baseball, and then there's a section of the actual hall where all the plaques sit. If you're walking through the historical section and you come to kind of the era of Pete Rose, you don't have Pete Rose in there. Why isn't he in there? Obviously, things he did off the field. You come to the section of Barry Bonds. You come to the section of Roger Clemens. These are guys that deserve to be in the Hall of Fame statistically, without a doubt. Cannot argue with it. I get whatever beef you may have with them for taking steroids, for cheating, for the perjury, all that kind of stuff. But these are guys that belong in the Hall of Fame, which, if we're not going to go by the rules of them being the greatest in their sport, then we need to change the name. Or we need to do some sort of different section for these guys, because right now you're just having a giant hole. And the writers, in my opinion, need to be disassembled. I mean, it's a joke that some of these guys are able to vote, first and foremost. I talked about this briefly last week, where I was in a barber shop in St. Petersburg, and there was a writer in there, and the guy claimed he never played any sports. He didn't really care about voting that much. He just voted for whoever he really cared about, honestly. It's at this point, there's a lot of corruption in it. It should be at least a quarter fan vote, if not half fan voted. And right now, you just close the door for any guy that has been even linked to steroids. I'm surprised David Ortiz even got in.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's because of his character, because of what he did off the field.
It's how he handled the media.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, concluding, I think it's a big
Indictment.
last night. Thank you. That's a good word to use.
I briefly just that was great. by
That's
the
it.
way.
That's all I
very,
got.
very, very good.
I'm off myself.
I briefly just mentioned to Johnny before the show. It's like you just put a guy in and you can preface it with yes, congrats, blah blah blah. You just put I love David Ortiz to death. You just put a guy in the Hall of Fame with the same
Allegations,
ties,
yeah.
same exact allegations as the best player in baseball. Neither of them got popped technically. They both were just on a report. It was the same exact thing. It was mirrored images, and you just put one guy in first ballot, nonetheless.
Yeah.
And then just bumped a guy off after 10 years on the ballot with the same goddamn allegations.
Yep.
It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
That logically
hypocrisy
does not
of it.
make sense.
Yeah, the hypocrisy of it is
it's
very.
And
It's
what do you tell your
ridiculous.
kids, man? Like, say one day I take my kids to the Hall of Fame, little nuts running around, and we take them, little nuts. We're running
From
around.
swimming to running. Little nuts.
We're in the Hall of Fame, and my kid goes, "Who has the most home runs in baseball history?" And I say, "Barry Bonds." Well, where is he? Well, he's not here.
How am I going to tell the
How
kids?
am I going to explain my kids?
How am I
that?
going to explain to my kids? The
Seriously,
pearl
like,
clutching
what?
here.
Like, you like that story?
Well, baby nut.
I'll make sure they.
Well,
they
you
swim
know-
Barry
very, very
Bonds
often.
did this thing where he took performance-enhancing drugs, which
Yeah,
it was
but it was never
obscene substance by the MLB.
And technically, he is in that record is in the Hall of Fame.
Yes.
It's not.
I think his jersey from when he hit the home
Yeah.
run is in the Hall of Fame.
That's another
stand
thing.
corrected.
If they're all right, so another thing that doesn't make sense logically to my illogical.
Sure.
Illogical brain.
Illogical.
If you're not going to put him in the Hall of Fame,
Yeah, why you gotta put his stuff in there?
Why, no, not even that. Why recognize the records? Why is he still the home run?
I mean, there are
record?
plenty of players who's recognized at records who aren't in the Hall of Fame.
No, but why? So if you're gonna not put him in, everyone knows he's not in the Hall of Fame because of his ties
Yes.
to steroids.
Yes.
Why are you gonna recognize the record then?
That's a good point, Mike.
Well, if you want like an asterisk, there's one point to be made that's like honoring him or recognizing that he played baseball. Those are the two things.
Okay.
The 762 is recognizing that this dude played baseball. He played baseball very well for 20 years, and he's the top 3 player to ever do it. That's recognition. Honoring him and enshrining him in this what you will about the Hall of Fame, whatever it is, it's the ultimate honor for a player. So there's a difference between recognizing that he existed as a player, because no one's going to doubt Barry Bonds was the greatest player to ever play baseball. Or top 3.
And so, John,
Top
I think
3.
you made this point, maybe it was about a month ago when we were talking about the Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
There are guys in there that were like pretty much racist.
Yeah.
There were, people who have taken steroids. We know that for a fact.
Yeah.
Now you have David Ortiz, who we pretty much know took steroids. So, like, at this point, can we get over the fact of, can we leave that behind us of all the things they did off field and just purely look at it from a statistical standpoint? Do you think we'll ever get to that point?
No, it's. I
So
mean,
at this
listen,
point, it's
if
a
Ty
popularity
Cobb-
contest.
If this kind of thing were around when Ty Cobb was a player, Ty Cobb probably wouldn't be in the Hall of Fame. Ty Cobb was a known racist, hated most people, general asshole, would slide into second base with his spikes up to intentionally injure people.
Yeah, I mean, like,
He wouldn't have made the Hall of Fame.
Unfortunately, everyone was racist back then. though.
Yeah.
That was.
But he was like,
But,
he
like,
was
if
so
we're talking about-
racist that it's a thing
Yeah.
that he was racist.
but isn't character one of the?
a character clause?
Yeah, isn't that one of the things that go into the Hall? That's why Kurt Schilling's
Yeah.
not going to get in, and that's why
Kurt Schilling is like borderline-ish. His regular season stats aren't the best. They're very good.
doesn't he
Yeah.
have 3,000 strikeouts?
Yeah, I think he does. How many strikeouts does he have? He has a lot.
He must. For some reason, I
I'm
can't
pretty
wrap
sure
my
he-
head around the number 3,000. I think it's too big for my brain.
I think 3,000 automatically gets you in.
I mean, he's got about the same. He's got a very statistical resume to CC Sabathia in the regular season in
Do they
terms
really?
of wins. Sabathia has more wins than Schilling. Schilling has 216. Sabathia has 251. Really, roughly about 100 difference in strikeouts between the two. So he's a borderline case. It's what he did in the postseason that pushes him
Gotcha.
over.
Okay.
He's one of the best postseason pitchers of all
Bloody
time.
sock, baby.
So
Catch up.
So Schilling is a guy that I understand why the writers don't want to enshrine him based off him being a borderline case. He's not a surefire bet, and then the stuff held him back. Like everything else that he did kind of held him back. But with like Bonds and Clemens, Bonds, as I said yesterday, hated the media, and the media hated him.
Well, yeah,
Bonds
but-
always felt that the way the media treated his father when he played was unfair.
Bobby
They were
Bonds.
unfair to his dad, and especially Bonds on the come up, becoming one of the best players of all time. He thought the media attention wasn't right, the way media represented him. So he was always at odds with the media. And Roger Clemens is also an asshole too. They're both.
Well, didn't Mike
assholes.
say this yesterday that Barry Bonds was already a Hall of Famer before he took steroids?
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
Before 2000, he
He's-
was like what was it? What were his stats pre 2000?
Yeah, I'll pull him up.
How many stolen bases did the guy have?
500.
He's the
He's a
only
500
person-
club.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
Then that's when he started taking steroids. by the way.
514.
Once he hit 500 home runs, he took steroids for his last.
So
260
98.
whatever.
So I think it's kind of known that like 99 was like the first season that he started taking steroids. So it'll go from 98 to 90 to 86. So from his age 21 to 33 season, Barry Bonds hit 290 with a 556 slugging percentage, had 411 home runs without steroids, had how many stolen bases? Does it say stolen bases on this? 445 stolen bases. So he was already in the 400.
So it'd be like if Mike
400
Trout
club.
was taking steroids in like 8 years from now.
Like 3 years, yeah.
Well, how many home runs is Mike
Well,
Trout?
he's like 300
300
something.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
I thought he was at like
Pretty
2.
good.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at Mike Trout and Barry Bonds pre-steroids, very similar. Fewer stolen bases, but the numbers
you-
are the
You
statistics are
can't
there.
tell me that Mike Trout isn't on something. By the way, that guy's a fucking.
He's a brick.
He's
He's a brick house.
He was made in a laboratory.
He's always kind of been
And Bryce
thick as
Harper,
hell.
too.
Yeah, true.
He's just a thick guy. He has no neck.
Thick boy.
Thick boy.
Um,
But then Bonds starts taking steroids. I mean, if you want to talk about the greatest 4-year stretch of any player, you want me to rattle off some stats from 2001 to 2004. In this 4-year stretch, he wins 4 MVPs. He hits in 4 years 209 home runs,
Dude, the guy
has
was unbelievable.
438 RBIs. You know how many times he walked in that 4-year stretch?
a million.
755 times in 4 years. That's an
750
average of 189
755?
walks a season.
755?
755.
That's an interesting number because it wasn't that what he had to do to
That's
break
yeah,
Hank
exactly.
Aaron's, that was Hank Aaron's home run record.
Yeah,
We're in a simulation.
we're in a simulation.
What's that walk per year? Sorry.
Walks per year 189 189 in an average for 143 games.
How many intentional walks did he have in his career?
in his career?
It's obscene.
688 intentional walks.
Isn't that still
and-
more than like most franchises in baseball?
Yeah. And in that
Like what?
4-year stretch, he was intentionally walked 284 times.
That might be more than most franchises. Dude, like what?
Like there's
So
no
every time he's coming up, you're just like, oh, get on base. Yeah, okay.
I mean, you think like
How many home runs would he have hit if they didn't?
He was walked with the bases loaded. He was
Yeah.
walked with no one on base just to get him out of there. Like get him out of this guy's fucking sight.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
This dude was the most intimidating player of all time. Like he needs to be in the Hall of Fame. He needs to be in. You could put something, next to him saying like, this guy, tell the full story of Barry Bonds. You can tell the story of Barry Bonds and put in the bad stuff, warts and all, and put him in the Hall of Fame. Him and Clemens. And all the guys are tied to steroids. It's a part of their story. It's about part of who they are as a player. It's a part of the reason what got them there. I think if you tell the whole story of these players, because at the end of the day, Hall of Fame is an honor, so that's the whole holdback for these writers.
But is it becoming a certain point where, the Hall of Fame is what it is? Like you just don't care anymore? Like
After this year, then
I mean, you can see if you watch the video of Poppy being
yes.
inducted,
So
you see
it's-
the excitement.
It's
And,
It's that. I don't think it goes to like a whatever type thing. I think after this vote right here, it's
Incomplete.
It's tainted.
Yeah.
It's not right. Like you mentioned in your little spiel to begin. Like there are some serious gaps now.
Yeah.
And it's a shame. Like Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens, those are two of the best baseball players of all time. Maybe the best at their respective positions. Like
Pretty much,
you know,
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like
I mean, it really couldn't have been any better.
I mean, you also have Pete Rose, the hit leader, not in.
there you go.
The home run leader,
Yeah.
not in. The guy with the most Cy Young awards of all time, not in.
Fucking A.
Yeah.
Steroids. Correct me if I'm wrong too. Steroids like kind of
Who has the
saved
most Cy
baseball. Really revived it.
I mean, yeah. So this is
Not
what I was gonna
saved it,
say.
but, like, you know.
1998 is circled as the season that kind of saved baseball. So 98, 4 years removed from the strike. The strike was 94. Baseball after the strike, especially in 1995, was at an all-time low. In terms of popularity, in terms of fandom, people were pissed. People were very pissed at the players, especially because they felt like the lockout, the strike was on them. You know, so. Baseball attendance was down, viewership was down. Then in 1998, you had the home run chase between Sosa and McGuire,
Yeah.
and Griffey for a bit too, because Griffey was like tied up, and he ended the season with like 50 home runs, which wasn't good enough. But the home run chase is what reinvigorated baseball.
Holy shit. He has 7 Cy Young awards?
Yeah.
dude. Was Griffey ever tied to steroids?
No,
No reports.
nope. I mean, Griffey was the kid, the
He was
next
just
up and coming thing. He's
absolute
just
But was he
Specimen.
unanimous?
yeah.
Yes.
And Derek Jeter was not. Right?
We so much better than
Well, yeah,
Jeter.
we know that. But
So much better. It's not even close. Like,
I don't know. I mean, just concluding this whole thing, it's just, it's sad to see because, like, I grew up a baseball guy, dude. I played baseball all my life, and you just rooted for these guys. I didn't care that they did steroids. I was just the pureness of the game, man.
also, end of the day, we're talking about a museum here.
Yeah.
You know, you can still honor these
That's a great
players. You can
point.
still talk about these
Yeah,
players.
it's a
You can still
fucking museum.
enshrine these players, and however you want to enshrine these players. These players will still be talked about as we talk about baseball.
Yes.
We still talk about Pete Rose constantly, even though he's not in the Hall of Fame. Bonds and Clemens are still part of the baseball narrative. They're just not in a museum.
My first ever jersey I bought was a Pete Rose jersey.
I mean, how many
I love
people
Pete
say,
Rose.
I want to play the game like Pete Rose played the game?
Not
Gambling
many.
and booze, baby. no, I'm just kidding.
What is
Like,
this?
like
in
Bryce
the
Harper.
80s,
Like Bryce Harper always said he modeled
run-
his game after Pete
run
Rose.
with your
like-
hair on fire type game.
Yeah.
yeah.
Fuck, I was gonna say something.
And Pete Rose also a massive dick. Massive dick. Also, he has a lot of.
And we will never
stuff
see.
around him.
We will never see the seasons that Sosa, McGuire, and Bonds
Oh,
had.
well, again, there's a reason for that.
I understand that, but you still like. This is the other thing. This is the other argument about steroids. These guys still have to hit the fucking baseball.
Of course. But it makes the baseball go that much
like
further.
juicing yourself with steroids doesn't make you hit a ball 80 more feet. Yeah, it makes you stronger, it makes you recover faster, but you
Right.
still have to fucking connect.
The thing is, these guys were taking steroids at the end of their careers.
Yep.
At a point in their career when they are on the downswing, at a point in their career where their injuries are piling up. Clemens won, I think, 3 of his Cy Youngs in his last. Bonds won 4 MVPs in his last 5 years.
Yeah, I think 3's right for Cy
Yeah,
Young.
Clemens won. Hold on. Clemens won. Pulling it up.
His run's so funny. It's just hilarious.
Let's see. Yeah, Clemens won. So 1998. So 1997, he was 34 years old. He won.
I don't think I ever realized how good Clemens was.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
He's like, I don't want to say the
I
word
think it's-
underrated, but
yeah.
like he just flies under the radar a lot.
I think it's the same thing with Bonds though too. Honestly, like I realized like he was like a freak, and then you look at all the stats, like even the stats he was really
Yeah.
just like
The
huh.
walks I think is more impressive than
Oh, yeah.
the home runs.
Well, just how feared he was.
Remember when Sam? Sorry, we just touched upon Sammy Sosa. Remember when he corked his bat and it broke?
Yeah.
that was funny.
Yeah.
that was hilarious.
Sammy Sosa's a big old cheater. Sammy Sosa's a big old cheater.
That was so funny.
Yeah.
Like you cork your bat that day, and then you happen to break said bat. What a day! I believe it was
What
a
a
day game too.
Yeah.
I was watching it. That was a good day.
Yeah.
So I have a funny story. You know who Jason Grimsley is?
No.
Name sounds familiar.
Jason Grimsley probably is most notable for giving up the home run to who was the guy who hit it on the A's that won them the game?
Scott Hatteberg.
Scott Hattenberg, yeah. So I knew this guy from the Texas Baseball Ranch.
Oh Jesus Christ.
He was one of the coaches there. I knew his son really well. Anyways, he told us so many different stories about the big leagues. And he told us a specific story of when Sosa corked a bat and it broke. They took it into the locker room.
Hmm.
Jason Grimsley climbed through the
Oh,
vent
yes.
into the
I've heard this
the
story
clubhouse
before.
of the umpire's room, grabbed the bat, and pulled it out.
Yes, I've heard this
So
story
he didn't
before.
get popped
So
for
he
it?
didn't get popped for it.
I've heard this story.
And he's like forever in Sosa's dad for it.
I love baseball.
This guy.
This is what I'm
this-
talking about, the
yeah.
weird shit that baseball does.
Baseball and cheating. Peanut butter and jelly. They go
Yeah,
together.
I mean, like, you go back, you know, the
It's
shot,
great.
shot heard around the world. You remember that? You know, Bobby Thompson wins the Giants' pennant in 1951.
Yeah.
Very famous play. Cheating. Sign stealing. They were stealing signs from center field. It's been, like, known that the Giants were stealing signs from center field from the Dodgers. They're doing pretty much what the Astros were doing. That's cheating. Baseball and cheating, again, has been synonymous with one another. Players taking greenies in the 70s. One of my favorite stories is Andre
What are
Dawson
greenies?
used to slide
meth.
like
That's
meth.
speed.
Yeah.
Which meth, yeah.
Yeah.
Dumb
Andre
it down.
Dawson in the 80s used to slide.
Methamphetamine.
Really, really hyped up Adderall.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Andre Dawson in the 80s used to slide head first into second base because he had a little vial of cocaine in his back pocket.
No
And so it
way.
wouldn't smash in his back pocket. This is Andre Dawson or Tim Raines, one of the two of them. One of
I
my
mean, dude, Eck was just shotgunning beers in the dugout.
Well, beer doesn't really. Cocaine will help you run faster, make you more energetic, and like stuff like that. Beer's a suppressor. Like, I mean, the Red Sox did that in 2011.
Yeah.
Beer and chicken,
I mean,
Were they
dude,
really
you,
housing beers and chicken?
beers and fried
you
chicken.
chug a quick beer before you go. It might calm your nerves a little bit.
Yeah. It's
It's like
also
taking
not
a
a banned
shot before you
substance.
do a speech.
Yeah,
Yeah, true. It's also not banned.
yeah. You can have a beer in the dugout. No one's gonna stop you.
Oh, can you? I thought it was illegal to have alcohol in the dugout.
I don't think
Is
you,
it?
I don't think you can.
I think alcohol is any sort of.
It's not a banned substance.
No, but I know, but I don't think you like. I don't think you should just like drink a beer in the dugout. I don't think that you can't.
I don't think there's anything in the rules that say you can't have a beer in the dugout.
I know
don't
in
think
co- I
anyone
think there's
will.
gotta
Again, this is not comparable, but I know in college baseball you're not allowed to drink any sort of energy drink before, like it's illegal.
Really?
Yeah, you can get thrown out of the game.
It's not true.
Well, obviously everyone does it, but like if they catch you,
That's not. No.
it's like
for-
tobacco. You can't chew tobacco.
That's
Dude, that's
different.
not true. It's just cap. No, that's not true. That's not true.
I-
Tobacco, yeah, like the energy
Dude,
drink thing
I'm
is not
almost
true.
positive.
No way. No way. No way.
Yeah, because there was in like the super regionals, the team got in trouble because one of the kids shotgunned a energy drink before he shotgunned an
There we
energy
go.
drink before he went in from the bullpen.
No way, dude. I mean, I would just like have him on the
Didn't
field.
that
with me, but-
Virginia pitcher last year talk about like drinking Red Bulls in the dugout? Was that a thing?
Maybe I'm wrong.
You know,
I think
there's,
you're wrong.
there's
I could
literally no
definitely-
There's
chance.
no
that's
shot.
true.
What is it? Unless we're playing like BYU or something.
For the past
like,
minute,
no
I have
shot.
been lying to you. I apologize. We will move on.
Yeah.
We good with David Ortiz
It'd
in the
be,
Hall
like,
of Fame?
it'd be like saying like no coffee in the dugout.
Yeah,
too, like,
that's yeah. No, you can have energy drinks.
100%.
It might have been the fact that he was shotgunning it that got him in trouble.
Probably.
But like the act of shotgunning maybe is like implying beer drinking or binge drinking or whatever.
Probably.
Yeah. So I asked a question to the comments before. I said, should Bonds and Clemens have made it? And so I got some few comment responses. Ryan Word, who says, Bonds and Clemens should be in, period. Taking steroids does not upgrade your plate vision and your pitching accuracy. Done.
True.
Hey,
Dwayne
who said that?
Bacons-
Who said that?
Ryan.
Ryan.
Great point.
Great point, Ryan.
Yeah, based on going just a little off that point is the greenies
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
When you take Adderall or
said
greenies
do
or
do.
stuff like that, when you see the baseball, it looks like a beach ball. Someone told me that once. I don't know.
I don't know.
Indicted myself on that one.
Yeah, I was gonna say. What to
I
say?
appreciate
I mean, and I think also on the flip side, Doc Ellis should be in the Hall of Fame for
I
pitching
mean, dude,
no
pitching a no-hitter on
And
acid,
an acid.
is got to be one of the greatest feats of sports.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Probably is.
Have you heard interviews with him about the game?
Yeah.
He said like at some points he thought he was like facing a clown in the box, and then the plate looked like it was a mile away, and then it was on top of him.
Yeah.
That's so scary.
I love the catcher had to put reflective tape on his fingers so he could see the signs.
God damn, dude.
And he hit 5 batters that day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Wild.
wild.
Did he
I love
walk
it.
anybody or just hit 5?
I think he had 7 walks, 5 hit
Yeah.
batters or something like that. let me pull
How many
up the
pitches
line.
did he throw?
I don't
Had
think
to
they
have
would
thrown
keep
at least
track of-
140.
I mean, back then they were just chucking 140 regardless,
and
you
he
know.
would throw the next day,
Yeah.
batting practice and shit.
And you know why? Greenies. I'm
Yeah.
serious, dude.
Methamphetamine?
Yes, dude.
When did this start? Was this back all the way?
60s.
60s, 70s, and 80s.
We're big greenies time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do they call
Like
dog bones greenies? Is there meth in them?
the breast sticks?
Yeah.
Yeah. Same thing.
The little like dental trees.
Yeah, you're giving your
You're
dog
giving your dog
meth.
meth.
You're giving
That's
your
why
dog
we're
meth.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's why it doesn't sleep.
Didn't sleep last night.
So yeah, so oh my God, Doc Ellis, 8 walks, 6 strikeouts in his no hitter.
Greatest no-hitter of all time.
How many
Crazy
pitches?
They didn't have pitch count then, so
Yeah,
I don't know.
no way.
Yeah,
Probably
shit.
for the better.
yeah, he hit. Well, he only hit 1 batter. It says. I don't know. One of my favorite stories of all time.
So he won't be on.
But we'll talk. So Bonds and Clemens can still be elected, as we said before. They
Yeah,
can
the
still-
Veterans Committee thing. It's
Yeah,
kind of
it's Veterans
confusing.
Committee.
What's the quick? Give me a quick spiel of that.
So Veterans Committee is a committee of former players who vote on players who have been removed from the ballot after 10 years. Who deserve a chance. A lot of players do get elected that way. It's a very plausible way for them to get in, only because the players are voting on it. On the flip side, though, players who played the game clean, quote unquote, might not want to enshrine Clemens and Bonds, but who knows?
Okay.
We didn't really talk about the guy who did get elected, though, David Ortiz.
Yeah, let's talk. We'll
Big
talk about him
Papi.
very briefly.
Yeah.
I mean, no surprise here from what he did on the field. One of the most clutch players in MLB history.
One of the most likable guys.
One of the most likable
too.
guys.
Yeah.
I mean, remember when he was shot?
Yes. For sleeping
I
with
mean,
a
I
drug.
think we forget about that.
He was shot for sleeping with a drug lord's wife.
Was that confirmed?
I believe it 100%.
I do not
The
believe that.
story that they tell is that it was a case of mistaken identity. That David Ortiz was someone else was supposed to get shot, not David Ortiz. How do you not recognize probably the most famous person
It
on
is
the
weird.
Maker?
It is weird.
on
Was he in
DR?
the Dominican?
Yeah,
he was in the DR. He is probably one of the most famous people in the DR. David
Yeah.
Ortiz. He's like. It'd
But
be
he,
like if
he
the-
got shot from behind.
I think he was shot in the gut.
Oh.
Yeah.
I will say though,
He was leaving a restaurant. And got
if
shot in the gut.
he's got his back to somebody, you just see a big guy
Yeah, but that's.
with some chains.
You know it's David Ortiz. That's bullshit. I'm calling bullshit on the story. He was shot by a drug dealer's what?
I hope the hitman got fired. Horrible job by him.
Yeah.
Raymond Redding, good job.
But David Ortiz, I mean, continuously one of the clutch players of all time, one of the best postseason players of all time. You want to talk about postseason run, that 2013 run, where he pretty much put the Red Sox on his back and just
This
carried
is our
them.
fucking
This is our
city.
fucking city.
Oh.
Ain't nobody gonna dictate our freedoms.
I think I watch that bare minimum once a week. That
Yeah.
video.
This is our fucking city. Yeah.
gives me chills.
In
I
a
love how they won
5-year
the World
stretch
Series
from
that year.
2004 to 2007, or 4-year stretch, he finished top 4 in MVP every year. That was for a DH. It's very impressive.
Very.
I mean, the dude's the best offensive DH of all time. I'm not doubting that. I didn't think he should be a first ballot Hall of Famer, as I talked about yesterday. I won't rehash it. I don't think he should have been a first ballot guy. I think he certainly is a Hall of Famer. As I say, whenever you're talking about who should make the Hall of Fame, if you can't tell the story of baseball without them, then you gotta put them in the Hall of Fame. And then the other guys are exceptions to that
You
rule.
can tell a story of baseball without David Ortiz, man.
No,
Exactly.
you definitely can't. That's why he's in the Hall of Fame.
Exactly. He's 4-time World Series champion, or 3-time World Series champion, 2-time World Series MVP, 1-time definitely.
Yeah.
1-time World Series MVP because of
The most. I mean, could be quick knee jerk, but the most clutch postseason player.
up there certainly. I mean, he's got so many clutch home
Yeah.
runs in the postseason.
He seemed to just
Always get it done.
be the most unfazed by the big moment.
Yeah.
And always come through. It's just what a guy.
In 85 career postseason games, he has 17 home runs, 290 batting average, a 947 OPS. I mean, the dude just got it done in the big games.
Got it done, man.
Great,
Yeah.
man.
So I love Big Papi. He was probably one of my first favorite players growing up.
Yeah.
I used to be a Red Sox fan right after they won the World Series for like a 3-year stretch. And I have like a signed Big Papi jersey in my room. I used to have a David Ortiz jersey. So I'm a Big Papi fan. A big Papi fan. I went to his last home game at Fenway.
Also, one of the best commercials of all time. You know Big Papi? Remember that commercial? that was unbelievable.
So
How about the new Sam Adams one with him that they aired last summer?
Oh, yeah.
Where the guy gets fired.
Mhm.
He and the Sam Adams guy are in Fenway.
mhm.
And
I don't know if I've seen
and
this
then he
one.
goes, "Hey,
Your cousin
new guy,
from
you're fired."
Boston. Yeah. It's your cousin
Oh, so
from
your
Boston.
cousin from Boston one?
Yeah.
I love those commercials.
Uh-huh.
Your cousin
from Boston. Yeah.
All
so,
right.
Congrats.
Good for David. Congrats,
to
Big Poppy.
Yeah, congrats.
And then some guys booted after 1 year on the ballot. Ryan Howard off the ballot completely. One of the best.
Yeah, it's not surprising.
It's not surprising because of injuries.
How does this happen? Is it like they don't get a certain percentage?
So if you
votes?
get below 5% of votes,
Gotcha.
you are eliminated from the ballot. David Ortiz, not David Ortiz, Ryan Howard, one of the best hitters from 2006, 2011. You know, a 5-year stretch. One MVP, one home run title, one Rookie of the Year.
Dude, like
World Series.
World
everybody in
Series.
Philadelphia used to model their swing after him.
Oh, yeah, he was incredibly
Like,
good.
I remember being on teams, everyone was like, just Ryan Howard, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ryan. See, that's how I was. That's how we were with Ryan Zimmerman. People were like, yeah, defense. Like,
Yeah.
I remember being coached and being like, you gotta play third base like Ryan Zimmerman.
Be
See
like
how he
Howard.
keeps his
Be like
glove
Zimmerman.
down. Yeah, but Ryan Howard was so good, and then he ruptured his Achilles and was never the same.
Yeah.
Sad.
Oh, do you remember that injury? Remember
Yep.
seeing that? It was
That
just like-
injury is the reason why that led to the Phillies' downfall. That singular injury,
Yeah.
because they had all this money tied up in Ryan Howard. It was the last time. It was the last game they were in. It was Game 4 of the NLDS when they lost to the Cardinals. So it was Game 5 of the NLDS, and that was the last playoff game because that was the last play of the last game. Ryan Howard hits a ground ball. He's running out of the box and he ruptures Achilles, and that ends the game. Phillies have not been to a playoff game since.
Yikes.
Yeah,
Have you guys ever heard of Achilles rupture?
yeah.
It is disgusting.
Like a torn Achilles.
So we, I think it was my junior year. We were down in Florida. I was on third base, and a kid on my team was hitting. Hits a ground ball. Step out of the box. All you hear is like it's like a poof.
Oh,
Like it
the
literally
pop.
was like a poof, and he goes down, and everyone was like, oh, like thought like the bat hit something weird, the ball hit something weird, and it was his Achilles popping. Everyone was like, that was the noise of it, dude. It was the most. It was. I couldn't believe it.
From what I've heard about an Achilles rupture, it feels like something just like rolls up on your.
It's gotta
you,
be
You
the-
feel like that's like you reach down, and it's nothing. It's,
Yeah, it's got to be the grossest pain or the worst pain ever.
yeah.
Oh.
So that ended Howard's career. Another guy, Tim Hudson, who I loved. Tim
I
Hudson
loved
growing
watching
up.
him pitch.
He was just
Short guy.
like a gamer type guy.
Yeah.
He was just like one of those guys who gets you innings, pitches to a good ERA. You know, is just reliable. He's not a Hall of Famer certainly, but I'd like to see him on for another ballot, have him recognized a little bit more. And the last guy I want to talk about is the big time Timmy Jim, Tim Lincecum.
I think he'll get in at some point.
Lincecum?
I really do.
Lincecum's off the ballot completely.
Oh, see you later.
Yeah.
Never mind.
He got 5%ed.
Fuck.
Yeah, there's another guy I want to talk about.
I think
Lincecum,
he deserves, man.
No.
I think he deserves it.
He doesn't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame.
Dude, he was
was sick.
the best pitcher for
He was
3 straight years.
Yeah, but it's 3 years.
You want to hear his numbers? So after
Barry
2011,
Bonds was the best player for like 20.
he was also smoking the doobies.
he was
Tim Lincecum?
Yeah, he was a big doobie guy.
yes,
That adds up.
very much so.
The Washington guy, right?
Yeah.
He
So
got pulled
after
over for a
he had a 4-year
DIE.
peak from 2008 to 2009, where he won 2 Cy Youngs, had top 10 finishes all 4 years. The rest of his career, the next 5 seasons of his career, he would pitch to a 5 ERA.
Yeah, that's not gonna.
He had more
promote
bad
consistency.
seasons than good.
It was 2 years of not being able to figure out that funky ass windup,
Uh-huh.
and then everyone was like, okay, I think we can figure this one out, and then there you go.
So like for that 2-year stretch, he was very good. And again, he's the type of guy who I think he'll get forgotten about only because you've never seen a guy who had the trajectory of a career like that, where they were really good at the start of their career, and then by age 32, they're out of the league. Like a 2-time Cy Young Award winner, that wasn't the real.
He was out of the league?
What?
He was out of the league like 32?
32.
Dude, this
Wow.
could be Bauer, man.
I mean, that's a whole different story, though.
Wow.
There's a reason for Bauer. Lincecum just got bad.
True.
Like Brandon Webb is another guy I think about. Do you remember Brandon Webb?
No.
Cy Young Award, 2006 Cy Young NL Cy Young
Yes,
Award.
I do remember him.
Who did he play for?
Diamondbacks. Brandon Webb was really good. Won the Cy Young Award. He had, 2 top. So 2006 won the Cy Young Award. The next 2 years he finished second in Cy Young voting. Then he never pitched again. He pitched 1 more game in his career after those 3 seasons because he just blew out his shoulder.
Huh.
Yeah. But Lincecum wasn't with injuries. I guess injuries did play a part in it, but it wasn't like the primarily thing. He just got bad.
Yeah.
And it's just a shame. I love Tim Lincecum. One of my
Yeah.
favorite players to watch growing up.
Yeah.
Big time Timmy Jim.
He was great to watch. He was a gamer.
Yeah, oh, yeah. I remember
That
watching his
funky
second
fucking
no-hitter
windup.
and against San Diego.
Yeah.
2 no-hitters, 2 times Cy Young. and he's off the ballot.
Little flash in the pan.
Yep. All right.
Alrighty, that's it on Hall of Fame stuff.
You think we talked enough about it?
I think we talked enough about it. Let's move on to Sean Payton stepping away from the Saints. Mike, what do we got? What are we thinking?
He's not.
He's not done.
I hate when they do this.
Topic's
Stepping
misleading.
away.
Yeah.
No, I mean that's what he said.
He resigned from the Saints. He'll probably, because he's got 3 years left under his contract with the Saints, he probably won't coach for the next 3 years.
Yeah.
And then come back.
Yeah, I think, and then because I mean, the stuff he was saying, he needs like a mental break, or he's like not into it right now. Like, and I know we talked about it yesterday or Monday or whatever. He'll do the Amazon thing or
Yeah.
whatever and whatnot. But
That's why we were talking about this like yesterday. Then it happened.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's it's gonna be a wild off season.
Yeah.
9 coaching vacancies.
Do you think he'll
Yeah.
go back to college?
No.
No, I think he honestly, based off what he said, needs like a break from coaching.
He'll probably broadcast for a couple of years. Probably do 2 years.
Yeah.
Probably take this year off. Do 2 years in the booth. Come back to coaching once the Saints contract's
Wasn't
up.
he banned for a year?
Yes.
Yep.
And
Bound
they're
to get-
making a movie coming out this Friday.
Is that with who's the lead character?
Kevin James is playing Sean Payton.
What are we
Are
doing?
you gonna see? Are you gonna watch that?
Oh God, no. you. It's on Netflix. So I won't have to pay money to watch
Oh
it.
Jesus, it's
But I'm
gonna be
not- no
so
shot.
bad.
It's gonna be awful.
Is there previews for it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it look really bad?
Looks terrible.
Yes.
Really?
It's a Kevin James. I
I
mean,
mean,
say what you will
Kevin
about
James paying Sean
Sean
Payton.
Payton.
Is that true? Like, is the Bounty Gate thing all?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So that he was targeted. They were targeting players.
So Greg Williams is the defensive coordinator for the Saints.
I don't really know the story. Too,
Yeah.
So can you?
So
fill me
Greg
in?
Williams is the defensive coordinator for the Saints,
Dr.
and he
Heat.
gave people more money. You get bonuses if you could injure an opposing player. For every hard hit, like high hard hit, you could hit. You get bonuses. Injuries, you get bonuses on that too. And it was just a way to incentivize defense.
2011.
Did that guy
A
get
little
banned?
earlier? No, he was actually the D coordinator for the Jets last year. If you remember that game where the Jets intentionally threw the game.
So
Against the
Sean Payton,
Raiders.
Sean Payton knew about this and didn't do anything about it. Is
Yeah,
that-
that's kind of the whole thing. Like
Yeah.
Sean Payton knew, he had to have known. He was the head coach, and if you didn't know that the failure is, he was the head coach. I mean, also the Saints had Darren Sharper like during that time too.
Sharper.
I think the big one was when they tried to injure Brett Favre. That was
Yeah.
like the giveaway, if I recall. But yeah, I mean, that was wild. I think it was 2011,
I think that's
That
when
was
they
like
were punished for it.
right after they won the Super Bowl in
2010,
10, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if
So
it was
what I
that.
don't
It might have been that
understand-
Maybe
year. then.
2012.
So
I think.
were the owners in on
Okay.
it too? Because the owners had to have been. Because if you're gonna get a
no.
bonus, who's
Well,
who's-
they
No,
the
it was
coaches
like
pay them.
Yeah, it was like straight up just like cash from like the coaches.
Oh.
Like yeah. I think they just like had like a pool going in like the middle of their locker. I'm like they were just like they would walk in day, you pay your dues for the bounty, and that's it.
Yeah.
It was wild.
But yeah. So no new head coach for the Saints. I mean, Payton's been there for 15 years, 14 years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A long time.
Yeah, I mean that's the whole new organization now. Like the whole culture is new.
Yeah.
You know, Drew Brees. You
Is
know,
there
Sean
any
Payton.
player that's still remaining from the Super Bowl winning
No.
team?
No, who would it be? That's over 11 years ago.
Ingram's
12
gone,
years
right?
ago. What?
Ingram's gone.
Ingram
Yeah,
was on
he
the
wasn't
team
even
either.
on
I wasn't even
But he's
on
actually back on the Saints this year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jeez.
he's traded back.
All
yeah,
right.
I mean, I don't know how interesting of a job it is too. I mean, you got Kamara, you got Thomas, you got pretty solid defense, but
I mean,
No.
dude, they had
Jameis
a
Winston.
top 5 defense last year. No.
yeah, they have a solid
You
defense.
got Jameis.
And you got James. I think it's pretty intriguing, and it's New Orleans, dude. That's a football town. They love football.
Yeah,
I think it's a very intriguing job. I really do.
I think with New Orleans, it's a place where you can build. You know, it's always been kind of a place where you could build a lot of interest in the city. I mean, Ditka went there. You had now Sean Payton kind of rechanged the
Yeah.
organization. It's a Class A organization.
Yeah.
Like outside the Bounty Gate, like they're pretty much under the radar with scandals.
Yeah.
Bounty Gate's a big one, but yeah. So
Do you think he like does something with Drew Brees or something?
I mean, Jordan's NBC maybe. That's
Yeah.
where Brees is at right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just get the boys back together.
Yep.
All right, let's talk a little bit about our guy Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
Plans to sue the Bucks and Bruce Arians.
And he posted a picture on his Instagram and Twitter yesterday of him in a Ravens jersey.
Yeah.
This guy, man.
So I remember you said he'll never play another snap.
He'll play.
Do you think he'll play?
He'll play.
Are you changing your mind on this?
No, dude, I don't think he. Do you see how unstable this guy is?
He's been unstable for 5 years.
Do you think he just got some really bad CTE?
No, I don't know.
I mean,
don't-
he's
I don't
always
know
been
what's
an
wrong with
issue.
him.
Like you could read his college scouting reports, and they say he's a problem. I don't think the head trauma has helped. You know, he has been different since that Vontaze Burfict hit.
Yeah.
Like, temperamentally in the league, at least publicly seeing.
Yeah.
But he's always kind of been a cancer in locker rooms.
So did you hear what he said?
Yeah.
So what's he
So
suing
quote,
for here?
Yeah, these guys at Tampa Bay Bucks tried to make me an agreement to give me $200,000 to go to the crazy house so these guys could look like they know what they're talking about. End quote.
Oh man. This guy.
I mean, he's just.
I don't think. You think he's gonna play again?
Yeah, I think he's gonna play again.
So he's complaining about getting targets and whatnot, and getting and all that, but he wants to play with Lamar Jackson. How does that make sense?
Yeah, I don't know. I think he's been this head case
And
for 5
Harbaugh?
years. Yeah. He's been this head case for 5 years now. He's been cut by the Raiders for being a head case. He's been cut by the Patriots for being a head case. He's been cut by the Bucks for being a head case. He's been cut by the Steelers
Yeah,
for
at some
being a
point,
head
dude,
case.
read the room. Like, no one wants.
He'll get another shot.
It's your fault. It's not other. You've tested, what, 4 organizations now?
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't think he gets another shot,
I think he will.
especially if it's got to be the next season.
Yeah.
If no one gets him that next
in
year,
this
and
offseason.
yeah,
I
there's
think
no
some
way.
team will take a flyer on him. Probably the Ravens.
Dude, I don't know. Harbaugh, he's not gonna put up with that.
No.
He'll cut him in training camp if they do that.
Well, maybe.
how
he
many
will.
organizations are there?
32.
So he's tested 13% of organizations.
Yeah. Yeah. No worries. Yeah, I mean,
It blows my mind, man. This, like, what? It's got to be a publicity stunt at this point.
no, he's just a crazy person.
He's
He's a crazy person.
Yeah, I think he actually wants. I think he wants to play, but like
He's not Ben Simmons.
yeah, I don't know. He's not gonna. I don't see it happening.
All right.
This is fucking pain to peel.
Well, let's move on to our next topic. We're getting away from football, getting away from sports. Texas police find strange creature during drug bust. So,
Kind of creature.
ooh, what the fuck is this?
What is it?
So it looks like an alligator, but it's not an
What the
alligator.
fuck is this? Yeah. Crime Stoppers.
All right, so a
Texas
tip from Crime Stoppers, classic,
Love that.
led a Texas sheriff's office to an assortment of drugs and an alligator the length of a toddler in one man's home. The Rusk County Sheriff's Office and Texas Game Warden investigated a home on January 21st after receiving a tip about the drug distribution and illegal possession of an alligator, they announced in a Facebook post. A search warrant resulted in officers finding a number of controlled substances, including magic mushrooms, PCP, THC, edibles, and vape cartridges, and 1 pound of marijuana, the post said. But officers also found a 3-foot-long visitor in the home, a Cayman alligator, according to the post. They are relocating the slithery animal to a wildlife rescue in Dallas. Officers also found firearms and money in the home. So it sounded like this was a super big bust. But they also found an alligator in the person's home.
Yeah, what the
Hey,
fuck?
it's a guard alligator.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is this like a protection alligator, or like is this alligator? Does
Maybe it was eating people.
this guy
Cayman-
know the alligator was
Cayman
there?
alligator. Let's look at what these things look like. Oh, it's just like a little small alley.
A little small alley. Gator.
Fucking dinosaurs, dude.
Is that like-
those things are terrifying?
In your guys' term, is that clout
what?
to have an alligator?
What?
Isn't that what clout? Did I use the right terminology?
I
Clout?
don't know what
Isn't
you just
clout
said.
like, yo, man, like
Nice. Okay.
my
Yep.
Keep going, keep
reputation?
Yes. It's
Okay.
like if you have like if
Are
you
you
do something
asking
for
if
clout.
a gator gives you clout?
Yes.
Is that what you're asking?
That is exactly what I'm asking.
Don't think it would.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how to answer that one.
Yeah. I have nothing. Good
If
job.
someone could help me out with that one, that would be great. I would love to know.
Ugh.
All right, moving on to the next topic.
Next
Yeah,
topic.
gators.
We have Massachusetts. Tough word sometimes for me. Massachusetts had 2,000 reported UFO sightings.
Wow.
Like this past year?
Massachusetts has had nearly 2,000 UFO sightings, including one officially recognized as a historic event. From gray
Historic
aliens
event?
with oval-shaped
Oh,
heads
boy.
to a 9-year-old claiming to have been abducted by aliens, Massachusetts residents have had a number of UFO sightings.
Do you remember last year?
William Trainer of Worcester, Massachusetts, has been abducted by.
Yep. Do you you remember last year when all those like abacuses or whatever, not abacuses, like those fucking like
Yeah. The
Things kept showing
the
up.
silver cylinder
Yeah, the
things.
cylinder things.
Yeah, what happened to those?
I don't know. Monolith. That's the word I'm looking for. Yeah.
Was that
Who's-
you placing them there?
Who was putting them out there?
the monoliths? Were you placing them there?
No one ever really followed up on that.
No, it kind of happened a bunch and then it went away.
God, it's probably the aliens, dude.
I just.
I believe in aliens. Heavily, I think.
I mean, who doesn't?
heavily.
Do you believe in aliens?
I believe that life exists beyond us.
We
And
can't be the only things out there. The
just by
universe is
odds.
ever
An
expanding.
odds game that's in some way, in some form, life does exist beyond us. What that life looks like, we don't know.
Well, we do. It looks like Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah,
Mark
those they are
Zuckerberg.
aliens.
Definitely.
But
Do you're very anti they've come to Earth though?
yeah,
Okay.
I don't believe they know about us. Listen, they're probably billions of light years away. Probably have made no contact with us. I mean, again, who knows what life is? We have our definition of life and what life is. I mean, they are what other alien species probably have a different what life could look like. It could be energy. It could be, theoretical. Who knows? Life. It's too hard for us to concept like the concept of what life could look like beyond Earth.
Yeah. No. You might have. Yeah.
Exactly.
You gave me just no thoughts now. Okay.
So
I can't, dude. Can't wrap my head around it.
Yeah.
I think aliens have visited Earth. They probed me last night.
we're probed.
That's so weird to say. All right, let's move on. Speaking of meth,
What?
Alabama
meth.
man feeds meth to a pet squirrel to keep it aggressive.
Oh my god. That sounds like Florida.
Look what this guy looks like, dude.
Honestly, it's a decent idea though.
To keep it aggressive, is he gonna attack squirrels?
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
I love it. Dude, it's like, you could just have a bag of squirrels, just throw
Yeah.
them at people.
Toss them a little meth and get them going.
Mickey Joel Pauk will now appear in
That's
court.
down bad.
Oh man,
Where was
that's a
this?
good weapon,
Oh,
Alabama. Yeah, it's a good weapon to have. Squirrels, attack squirrels. Ugh.
Alrighty, and our last topic of the day is Peter Dinklage
Squirrels.
versus Disney.
What's happening there?
Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs live-action remake is backwards.
What?
What?
So
Oh god, did he get cast as like a dwarf?
what?
What happened here?
Wait.
So Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs is getting a live-action remake, but Emmy-winning actor Peter Dinklage isn't sure it should. Disney announced that the West Side Story actress Rachel Zegler will star as the princess in the remake of the 1937 animated film.
Yeah, I don't know. I have a problem with them just remaking every fucking movie from the 30s and 40s that they've made, like Lion King, and making it live action. It's a little strange that they're doing this one. I guess I don't know.
This is a little weird.
Yeah, not. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know if the live action stuff is weird.
Yeah, like the live action Lion King is pretty much just an animated movie, it's just
Yeah.
better animation. Like, there's not a single actor in it. Like, they're all just CGI.
Yeah.
Did you ever see that, the live action Lion King?
I never watched
No.
it.
It's the fourth highest grossed movie of all time.
What?
Or not fourth, sixth.
Holy
Highest grossing
shit.
movie of all time. Not surprising. It's a cash cow.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why Disney's doing all this shit.
Yeah.
It's so easy to make money. You don't have to do anything new.
No.
Just tell an old story, get some actors in there, boom.
And everyone's gonna watch it.
Yeah,
Because it's Disney.
it's Disney.
Disney.
Movies. I was talking about this the other day, but like, what is like the newest like franchise that happened? Like back in the '80s, you had so many franchises. Like,
Marvel.
yeah, Marvel's the only thing that dominates the culture. Marvel's the only franchise. They're only superhero movies. But like, we got John Wick, which is like a franchise now. We have The Quiet Place, which is like a sequel. They made two. They're probably making another one. But like, in the '80s, you had like Alien franchise. You had the Predator franchise. You had
Yeah.
Terminator. You had Star Wars. And when Star Wars was a new thing, you had. I'm trying to think of some
Well,
other
Harry
action-
Potter was big.
Harry Potter, but
Early
that was like that was the
2000s.
books and the movies. That was,
Yeah.
yeah. But like in the '80s, you had so many more of these like iconic franchises that kind of like dominated culture and everything.
Yeah.
You don't really see that anymore with movies. You don't really see the movies. Movies just don't have a stranglehold on culture as they used to. Besides like Marvel movies,
Just Marvel, yeah.
it's just Marvel. or Disney movies like Star Wars or
Yeah.
like Disney just has this entire stranglehold over the industry.
Yeah, pretty
And-
much.
Yeah,
Because nothing. I mean, Fast and Furious, but like.
yeah. I mean, that franchise has been out for 20+ years.
Yeah, true.
yeah,
That's been going on for so long.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, it's just it's dominated by superheroes, and that's it.
yeah,
That's all you hear about now.
yeah,
Can't do it.
yeah. I know you're not a superhero guy.
I can't get into it.
Do you see No Way Home yet, Nut?
No.
No.
Nope.
You're caught up though on all the Marvel
am,
stuff.
yep.
Have you seen like any of the new ones from the past year?
Mm.
What was the last one you saw?
I would say when I finished the series, so Endgame.
So Endgame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the last one.
Not gonna make it to Phase 4.
I don't think so. No, I'm gonna stay with. I mean, maybe I'll go back and watch some of the old movies, but
Yeah.
right now.
So there won't be any more Avengers movies.
I think in
Is that
some
what-
way they'll do like an Avengers type thing, like a meetup type movie, but it might be like one of the people's movies. I don't think there's gonna be a new Avengers movie
Okay.
because like 2 of them are dead. Spoiler alert. Sorry.
Who's dead?
I won't say.
Okay.
Actually, 3 of them are dead. Spoiler alert. Sorry,
Who?
won't say who.
I would love to know.
I'll tell you after
Okay.
because I don't want to ruin anyone's life.
Okay. I know one,
Yeah.
and that's the only one I care about. So
Mm.
I guess I'll find out the other 2 after.
Yeah. Yeah, but superheroes,
Superheroes.
super zeros. Nice. God, I'm fucking roasted.
You got any?
Viewer comments. Let's go look for the viewer questions. We got some more Hall of Fame talk.
Yeah.
Let's see what
Hot
we got.
topic of the day.
Yeah, it's a big topic. Wasn't Clemens Bond last year on the ballot? Yeah, just talking about shilling here. Ryan was at the game where Ortiz made the this is our fucking CD speech. If you remember
Oh,
anything
nice.
about the game, I think it was Daniel Nava hit a grand slam in that game. Hit a big home run in that game.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, I remember that.
Daniel Nava.
Daniel Nava, what a name. What a
Decent
guy.
player for the Sox.
Yeah, that's.
Decent
The
player.
I remember it was Sox Royals. I remember that.
Really?
Yes. I don't know why I remember
Yeah,
these
I do
things.
remember that.
Why do I remember things about things I don't even care that much about?
Yeah.
But I remember in the 7th inning, I think Daniel Nava hit a grand slam or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Late game heroics.
Uh-huh. Apparently, Ryan also ruptured his Achilles playing basketball. Worst pain he's ever felt.
Ouch.
Yeah, it sounds. Oh, RBK's in the comments. Wishing Big Nick a happy belated birthday.
What it do,
RBK.
RBK?
Yep. Oh, Zach says, Zach, our Bruins fan,
Oh,
he says
God.
he's getting his blood tested to see if his tumor has turned cancerous. Wish him luck.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Good
I know.
luck.
Jeez.
Best of luck.
We wish you best of luck, man.
Tough game for the Bees tonight, by the way, too.
Yeah.
They got the Avalanche,
Yeah.
so that's gonna be tough.
Yeah. And then RBK says you guys see No Way Home, Nut, and I saw it. I liked it. Yeah.
Didn't it break like some records?
Yeah, it's gonna break like every record in like theaters and box offices and stuff like that. So, yeah. And then today's supposed to be joke of the day, but we got no Nick.
Yeah.
Nut just had to step off for a quick second. I think I've told this joke before.
Yes.
About the toddler. So when we were talking about the alligator and so it's a toddler. This is one of my favorite jokes of all time. I'm pretty sure I've said it before on the show, but I'm gonna say it again because I love the joke so much. So husband and wife are looking to consummate their marriage after their wedding day. They had never had sex before, and the husband goes to the wife and he says, "Honey, I need to let you know something, a secret about me." He says, "What?" He says, "I have the penis the size of a 3-year-old." And the wife says, "The penis the size of a 3-year-old?" He says, "No, the penis the size of a 3-year-old."
Oh my.
For those who are listening at home as a podcast, I held my fingers like when I said the first one, 3-year-old, like a small penis.
Oh,
and it says
Jesus,
no.
Johnny.
And it's like the size of a 3-year-old, like a 3-year-old child. That's the joke. It doesn't really play well on the audio medium, but it's one of my favorite jokes of all time. It's a great joke.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
Good joke.
You got any other jokes, Mike?
No, I really only have my go-to couple that I've said on here.
Yeah.
I don't think I've heard any
Should I-
new ones
should-
recently.
Should I Google funny jokes?
Google funny jokes. Maybe some trivia, just because why not?
Yeah, I'll do some
Trivia's
trivia.
always fun.
I didn't do trivia yesterday. We kind of blew through trivia. Trivia questions. Ryan, you want to hop on for a sec and do some trivia? All right, we got Ryan. He's going to hop on for a second and do some trivia. Welcome to the show, Ryan. Here we go. All right. There we go.
man.
That probably sounded good.
Welcome, Ryan. All right. So our first question:
Yeah, I feel more.
Wow.
how long is an Olympic swimming pool?
50 meters.
50 meters,
Yeah, I was
correct?
gonna say
Yeah.
50 or 60.
What does www stand for in the website browser?
World Wide Web.
World Wide Web.
Let's go. I love it. Easy
We're
trivia
fucking
questions.
nerds.
Yeah.
we're geniuses.
What is cynophobia?
Fear of signs.
No. It's
Fear-
C-Y-N-O phobia. Cynophobia.
Fear
Is
of
that, is that the circle one?
No.
No.
fear of synopsises.
Fear of
I hate knowing what the
Cyclops?
movie's about. Don't tell me. I'll freak out.
Fear of Cyclops.
No, it's nothing to do with the
Hint.
All right, what is
hint.
it?
Hint. No, hint first.
No, just tell
Uh,
us. We're never gonna get
fear
it.
of dogs.
Oh,
Why,
Why is it-
canine phobia or something like that?
why would anyone? Yeah, just like dumb that one down.
What animal can be seen on the Porsche logo?
Ferrari's a horse, right?
Most of them are horses.
Is it deer?
Is it a lion?
Do you want to guess? the way you're-
Horse.
Horse.
Wait, the
Yeah.
Ferrari was. So are they all
Ferrari's
horses?
a horse. I think Lamb.
Because most
Obviously,
of them are.
Mustang's a horse.
Yeah. All right, so they're all horses.
Yes. Let's see. What is the largest ocean on Earth?
Pacific.
Yeah, Pacific.
All
It's
right,
third
well,
grade.
What is the rarest M&M color? There's a rare M&M color.
Brown.
It's
Yeah,
brown.
brown.
yeah.
Why is it the rarest one?
We've had that one before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh wait, I've gone on this website. I know what website you're on.
I just googled
You just
trivia.
Yeah.
You just
yes,
memorized the
yeah.
website.
I think one day when you weren't here for trivia,
This is what you did.
I did this website.
Hilarious. If you have won an EGOT, what awards have you won?
Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, Tony.
That's correct.
Damn, that was quick.
I like acronyms.
Yeah. Okay.
Who
Acronym
is the
guy.
author and creator of Sherlock Holmes?
Oh fuck! I'll know when you say it. I couldn't think of the name.
Arthur Conan Doyle.
Yeah.
Oh, that's you recognize that
I
name?
didn't know the first names. I knew it was. Like if
Like a hyphenated last name.
I knew the name Doyle and Sherlock went together in my head. I wouldn't have got there on my own.
Which country won the first ever Soccer World Cup in 1930?
I should
France.
know this because I fucking.
Yeah, we.
It wasn't
you a-
Uruguay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd you know that?
I don't know why I always.
Again,
Good-
I
good
think I
start.
asked that question.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I know
question.
I
that-
said
yeah.
France the first time
Yeah,
too.
yeah, yeah.
All right, I'll do one more. We'll wrap up the show.
Couple rapid fires. Let's go.
Some rapid fire.
Yeah.
All right.
Got a few minutes.
What state is Area 51 located in?
Nevada.
What city is the most diversity in terms of languages?
What city?
Has the most languages spoken in it?
Los Angeles.
Nope.
New York.
Yep.
Wow.
What country
with a lot of
touches the
people.
Indian Ocean, the Arabian Sea, and the Bay of Bengal?
Sorry.
Which country touches the Indian Ocean, the Arabian Sea, and the Bay of Bengal?
India.
Yep.
Bay of
That's-
Bengal.
that's-
Bengal. I knew I said that wrong every time I said it.
It seemed too obvious for it to be the
Yeah.
answer.
Which country has the most natural lakes?
I know the state is Minnesota.
It's the land of 1,000 lakes.
Yeah.
Country?
What country?
Is it not
I'm
the
gonna go
Is it not the
Canada.
states?
Canada is correct.
Yeah.
What?
So big, and there's just like a bunch of water up there.
Which
it's just
Central
like-
American country has a name which translates to English as the Savior?
El Salvador.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
In what
like
country
this.
would you find Lake Bled?
Lake what?
Bled.
Blid?
Can you
Bled.
spell that?
B-L-E-D. Bled.
Country?
Bled.
Fucking Jordan.
No.
I don't
Bled.
know.
I wouldn't even know where to begin to guess.
Yeah.
Slovenia.
The most known,
Yeah.
least known country.
Yeah. The least guessed country.
All right, let's see what else we
Should we
got.
wrap it up?
Let's wrap it up.
All right.
Ryan, you want to take us out?
I don't know how. Mike?
Thanks for tuning in today, everyone on Patreon. If you're listening to the podcast, thank you. And did we put this on YouTube?
No, just YouTube for
Right,
for
for Fridays.
years.
Put out
yeah.
the audio everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
audio's everywhere. Podcast, you want it? You
go
got
go
it.
listen to us. Patreon watchers and listeners, spread the word. Get your friends and fam on Patreon, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow.
See ya.
See ya.